Lieutenant Mayor Sanchez say a few words. Then we're going Okay, Lieutenant Governor Sanchez will be saying a few words, and then VJ will give you an update on the fire. And we also have Josh Hall. He's from the Forest Service and he's with Air Quality, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about smoke. Okay? So we'll have the Lieutenant Mayor come up now. Sorry, Governor. Lieutenant Governor.
Thank you, Sue. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Lori, right? Good evening, everybody. It's good to be here. Thank you for coming out tonight. I'm Lieutenant Governor John Sanchez. And so on behalf of Governor Martinez, again, would like to express our appreciation for you coming out this evening. I'm here with members of the Governor's Cabinet and representatives from various appropriate divisions who are all involved in this firefighting effort. I won't go through the introductions again, but we have a great team of people who are committed to make sure that we, at the end of the day, provide great public safety, and more importantly, I think it's information as well. Now, I've just been informed and briefed on today's situation by the incident command staff. As you know, hot and dry windy conditions this week have caused the Thompson Ridge fire to burn very actively. As of earlier today, the fire was 4,450 acres and 5% contained. Crews continue to make progress on building containment lines and protecting structures throughout threatened areas, including Thompson Valley, Rancho de la Cueva, and Elk Valley. Evacuations to these areas remain in effect. I know some of you may have property in this area and are understandably concerned, so are we. I'm pleased to report that today no structures, and I'll repeat, no structures have been burned. Let me add that the evacuation area assessed daily to determine when it is appropriate for evacuees to return to their property. However, let me stress this, however, at this moment it is still too dangerous to let people back there, and this fire is simply far too unstable to put people in danger. On a personal note, let me always remind you to be prepared for evacuation and the necessary preparations. Please have your proper identification readily available, prescriptions for medication, your medicines, and of course, maybe most importantly, your family photos. Those are the things that simply cannot be replaced. For residents throughout the Jemez, summertime is especially busy with visitors and tourists coming from around the country to enjoy our abundant natural resources, our camping areas, our public lands, and obviously our businesses. Governor Martinez and I would like to recognize the fact that despite the fire, local businesses are open. And we're letting people around New Mexico know this. The businesses are open. Summer camps are full, and most recreation areas are remaining open as well. I do need to mention, though, however, that Fenton Lake State Park will be temporarily closed as a safety precaution because Incident Command is utilizing the lake as a dip site for helicopters fighting the fire. It will reopen, folks, as soon as possible. Another major concern for the administration is the effect that smoke from the Thompson Ridge fire is having on area residents. Smoke and air quality stations were set up to monitor air quality and are being monitored by the New Mexico Environment Department. This allows us to issue health alerts as necessary. I'm sorry to say that because the fire has been so active, smoke will continue to create hazy conditions all around the state. The New Mexico Department of Health has informed available information about wildfire and your health, and it can be found on their website. So please go to www.newmexicotracking.org/fire. Again, that's nmtracking.org/fire. One of the key tips on that website is that if you have asthma, a chronic lung disease, or cardiovascular disease, smoke exposure can aggravate these conditions in smoky conditions. If you develop symptoms which do not respond to the usual medication, you are urged, please, see your healthcare provider and do it as soon as possible. Over the past several days, many generous New Mexicans have reached out to us, and I want to thank them. You know, it's really those times of emergency that we see when New Mexicans come together. And they're asking, how can they help? But at this point, your best way to help would be to simply support the Red Cross with a monetary donation. And you can find how to contribute to the Red Cross on their website. So, in closing, let me say Governor Martinez and I are taking the threat of the Thompson Ridge very, very seriously. And we are dedicating all the necessary resources to putting it out. I'm also asking residents to please adhere to area closures and fire restrictions. A list of these restrictions and closures can be found at, I'll give you another website, www.firerestrictions.us. Finally, the best website to get all the latest information this fire and on all the fires can be found again at www.newmexicofireinfo.com. Again, that's nmfireinfo.com. Before I ask B. Day to come up and provide a detailed overview of the latest fire activity and suppression efforts, let me just say that we all understand that we are in a very, very tough fire season. We have for many years. And you guys know it probably better than any place around the state. And we're hoping and praying for some rain, but your cooperation and the ability for you to remain informed is critical to this effort. So I want to let you know that all these fine professionals that are here tonight, led by the governor and the administration, to ensure that we do everything in our possible to make sure that you stay informed, that we protect your safety, and just as important, the people who are fighting this fire, that we protect their safety as well. That's why there have been certain restrictions put on as far as travel and other areas here at this fire and others around the state. So keep that in mind. Be patient. Again, we're here to provide not only support, but information, and ultimately we're going to do everything we possibly can to put this fire out. So at this time, I would like to have B come on up to the podium and